There's not much of a theme, really, to this video. I just kind of wanted to update you all on what I've got. I just kind of wanted to update you all on what all I've got going on. The Campbell's Creek Garden Project has a really big event coming up. Every year on Campbell's Creek, with the exception of 2020, of course, they have a huge carnival type event with concerts and games for kids and basketball tournaments and hot dog sales and barbecues and all kinds of stuff. And it's called Summerfest. Ever since I was a kid, Summerfest has been a huge deal on Campbell's Creek. That's why I'm so excited this year. A section of Summerfest is going to be dedicated to educational activities about gardening. We're teaming up with the Capital Conservation District, and we're going to be able to offer a lot of really cool things that I'm proud to bring to my community here on Campbell's Creek. I was really worried at first and thinking I was in a little bit over my head, but as always, I was wrong. With the help I've had from my mother and Dawn from the Conservation District, I'm confident this is going to be an exciting event for everybody who comes. Hopefully it'll help spread the word about the garden project and move us a little bit closer towards getting a piece of land for the garden next year. As far as the YouTube channel goes, I've been having a lot of fun learning how to edit videos again and trying to make the best out of little to no equipment. Whenever I first started the channel, it was really obvious what I wanted to talk about because it was ramp season, and ramp is a really big part of our food culture here in West Virginia. Now that we're moving closer towards the hotter spring months and the plants are finally starting to grow and we've got everything in the ground, I'm wanting to spread out and kind of do a little bit more diversity in the type of videos that I'm doing. I have a couple more ideas for the Mighty Fine Product series, but as always, I want to have some different recipes and different looks into food culture in the meantime. If you have any ideas, feel free to comment below. The Patreon is going really well, and thanks to some really good people in my life, I've made a little bit of money off of it so far. With the first cash out, I'm going to be getting a new tripod stand for my cell phone so that I could use both hands while I'm cooking and making videos. And I'm getting a new battery charger for my wife's camera, so hopefully she can teach me how to use that and I can start incorporating it into my content. I want to give a shout out to all of my patrons because having people that are there to support me and really, putting their chips in my corner means a lot to me. And I don't want that to go unnoticed. Rob Coleman, I've known you for a while and you've always been a huge inspiration in terms of music and just creativity in general. I really like having you as a friend and having somebody that I can bounce ideas off of or enjoy their art is really beneficial to the whole process. Adrian Crowder, I don't really know what to say. We've been best friends for, what year is it? We've been best friends for like 12, 13 years now. And we've always pushed each other to do better and always, kind of molded who we are in a way through our friendship. And that's always meant a lot to me. Cole Fleming, you're a friend that I've had for a really long time. We went to the same elementary school, and even though we've had our ins and outs as far as how much we talk to each other, I've been in a lot of contact with you since I've been online more and making more content, and you've been a huge help to the entire process, and I'm really excited to continue working with you in the future. Tiffany. Artisan has always really caught my eye and really seemed interesting to me because you guys have always maintained a consistency that I admire. And it's shown through your growth as a company and through the quality of your product And I hope that I can own a business that holds that same standard one day. You're insanely supportive of Cole and any of your friends that are creative, and people really take those kind of things for granted. Nick Faust. We've known each other for a while now, and I talk to you about food pretty much more than I talk to anybody else about food. You've always shown such a huge interest in anything I'm doing, and you're honestly one of the best self-taught cooks that I've ever talked to online. You really have a respect for the authenticity and the correct way to present and prepare food, and I think that that's really important whenever it comes to connecting with your food. Devin Young. I wouldn't be able to make bread if it wasn't for you. Whenever I started at the bakery, I had a lot of problems, and there's a lot of crossover whenever it comes from going from chef into cook, or going from chef into baker, and it might have been frustrating for you a lot of the time, but now I'm cranking out 50-something baguettes in 27 minutes, and I have nobody to thank for it other than you. You taught me everything from the fermentation process up to the shaping technique to the baking process and how to fix any problems I have in between. And that's always really helpful. Michael Terranova. I was really happy whenever I saw your name pop up on the Patreon. You've always had a real dedication to your craft whenever it comes to music, and you always have really great ideas and feelings on things in a societal. We used to spend insane amounts of time together, and it's nice to know that you're interested and you'll be seeing what I'm making more. Cody Walker, probably the oldest friend on this list. If you weren't at my house, I was at your house every weekend. Whenever we were kids, we played baseball together, we went on trips together. I can't thank you enough for your support throughout the years. You've showed up at every pop-up I did with Mountain Cantina. You've anywhere that I've came to work, you've came in to see me and gotten food and let me know how good it was. It's been really fun talking to you about the process of fermentation, and it's really cool to be able to learn together with somebody that I have such a history with. I'm going to be doing these Patreon shout-outs every once in a while, so if you want me to give you a shout-out, my link tree will be down in the bio, and it has the Patreon link in it. Speaking of Linktree, after so many people telling me, I finally put one together, and it has my Twitter, my TikTok, my Patreon, the Campbell's Creek Garden Project on Facebook. It has the link to my YouTube here. It's a good way to make sure you're following me on everything, because here soon I really want to start dialing in what I'm posting on what sites, so that way there's, incentive to keep up with me and on every platform. The garden here at the house is going really well for the most part. I've been eating lettuce out of it since the end of February, really. Been pulling all of my herbs out of it. I've had a couple harvests of kale and collard greens and cooked those up. All of my seed plants are doing really well. They're growing and starting to take shape. Nursery tomatoes actually have a couple growths on them, and I'm excited to start getting some fresh cherry tomatoes off that plant. My special pepper plants that I ordered from a nursery online. Full disclaimer, the plants looked wonderful whenever I got them. And me being me, ignored every tale of caution that I was given and replanted them the day that I got them. So pretty much every plant except for my hillbilly potato leaf tomatoes dropped all of its leaves. The tops of the stalks started drying out, turning brown. It was really looking like pepper season was going to be disappointing this year. But with the heat that we've had coming in, I've seen some hope. in all of, or most of, my pepper plants. And both of my heirloom tomato plants are coming together great. So if you mess up and think you might have hurt a plant, or you kill a plant, don't ever get down on yourself. There's millions of people out there on the internet. Reddit has helped me a lot. I'm a part of a couple gardening groups on Facebook, and just straight up using Google will teach you how to take care of each plant individually, and you'll be able to change the way you're doing things and set your plants up for success. If not the first time around, once you realize you did it wrong. I actually got a grant for my home garden from the Capital Conservation District that was able to pay 75% of the cost share on things to use for a garden here at the house. So I got a couple compost bins, which is really exciting to not have the mess and the work of doing a big heap like I did last year. And I got some raised beds and a few bags of soil. I believe they're going to be offering this again next year. If you're interested in information about it, feel free to leave a comment or send me a message on any of my accounts on the Linktree. So hopefully that gives you a pretty good look into what I've got going on. I'm wanting to post another video this week on YouTube. I post on TikTok almost every single day. I finally got back into my food Twitter, and I'm going to be using it a lot more. So give me a follow. Make sure you tell all your friends with little ones about the Campbell's Creek Garden Project and Capital Conservation District at Summerfest. It's at the Campbell's Creek Park on June 12th from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. There's going to be concerts the entire time, concessions, other big events going on. I believe there's going to be a cornhole tournament. So, come out and see us. As always, give the Campbell's Creek Garden Project a like on Facebook. Check out my link tree below and make sure you follow me on everything. And send me pictures of your garden.